Gordon Ramsay can be a tough guy to impress, for he has a ton of experience when it comes to food, restaurants or hotels. This can be seen in his reality TV show Hotel Hell. For those of you who don't know, this American series ran on the Fox network for 3 seasons from 2012 to 2016, and Gordon Ramsay himself did all the work. He created it, narrated it, and even hosted the whole thing by himself. What he did was he visited different hotels from all over America and identified different things that were wrong with them. He then tried to fix them before the hotels were relaunched. In today's video, we're going to talk about the hotels that were mentioned in Hotel Hell, and then we'll tell you what happened to them and where they are now. Number 1. Cambridge Hotel. Cambridge Hotel is set in the countryside, a few hours' drive away from Manhattan. The hotel has 16 bedrooms and a large restaurant that has been operating for more than 150 years. Sadly, Cambridge Hotel has now been closed after being sold at auction for $375,000, and then it was converted into an assisted living residence. The staff of the hotel used to complain about how the owners, John Imhoff and Tina Imhoff, were too controlling and that their system of running the place wasn't working at all. It caused them the loss of thousands of dollars and many honorable guests. The hotel was put in foreclosure in April 2012, and then it was fully closed in June in the same year. Number 2. Keating Hotel. Keating Hotel was one of the most renowned hotels in the show, and today the hotel has even named a suite after Gordon Ramsay, after being inspired by him. It is located in San Diego, California, and is owned by a property developer named Eddie Keane. The hotel has 35 rooms, and it was initially inspired by the Ferrari sports car for its decoration, and each floor of the hotel is named after a car. How cool is that? All this work and effort cost the owner millions of dollars. Anyway, we get to see mixed reviews when we talk about the Keating Hotel. Some people find it absolutely amazing, while others didn't like it so much. Even Ramsay had some mean remarks to make for the building and the food service. Still, many guests praised the hotel for its location, but had some complaints about the rooms and the room service. The hotel, though, is in good condition nonetheless, and still is working decently today. Number 3. Juniper Hill Inn. Juniper Hill Inn went into foreclosure because of a great amount of debt, $1.1 million in April 2014. It was then sold off to new owners in 2015 for an amount of around $400,000. It was located in Windsor, Vermont, and was a 110-year-old hotel owned by Robert Dean II, an antique dealer, and his boyfriend Ari Nicky. The new owners then spent $500,000 in renovating the entire hotel, which was previously left in a state that could not be used. When Ramsay visited it, he looked disappointed and said that the whole place smelled like sewage and there was no price lists on the menu. He liked the dessert though. Only a few years later, the place was totally in ruins and had to be repaired again. The hotel is closed now. Number 4. Roosevelt Inn. Before we get into the details about this hotel, let us just tell you that it named one of their suites after Gordon Ramsay. It's basically a bed and breakfast located in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and is present in an old-school building. It was in good condition and served well to its guests, and people praised the owners, services, food, and the rooms. But it wouldn't be an overstatement to say that Ramsay was not impressed by it. He said that it reminded him of a funeral house or an old elementary school, and that there was an unpleasant smell inside it due to the dogs that lived there. A lot of controversies went around its name as it had conflicting reviews, but currently this hotel is open and has been getting pretty decent reviews recently. They have made a lot of changes there, and it is much more equipped to treat the guests with proper care. Number 5. Monticello Hotel. Initially, Hotel Monticello was doing pretty well and had a good reputation, but after being given off to different owners between 2016 and 2019, many renovations were made in it, and the hotel's owner Philip ended up falling prey to a lot of debt. He was even sentenced to 90 days in prison in July 2016 for threatening a district court judge, and eventually the hotel closed in 2016. A few years later, it was turned into studio apartments apartments in 2019. All of this work done on it, and for what? Anyway, moving on to the next hotel on the list, we have number 6, Applegate River Lodge. The reviews regarding this hotel were very mixed. On one side, it was getting a 5-star review, while on the other hand, people were complaining about how its reception wasn't as great as it should have been. The wedding services provided by Applegate River Lodge also weren't up to the mark. Despite all of that, Ramsay didn't play any role in closing this hotel. However, a lot of renovations were made to it, and it is still being used by people to plan weddings and such. The following hotels are the ones that were aired in the second season of Hotel Hell that lasted from July 2014 to September 2014. More about that in a bit. The next hotel we have on the list is number 7, Calumet Inn. The hotel's original owners, Rena and Vanda, were the ones that first sold the hotel in June 2015, and ever since then, the hotel has been resold. It might come as a surprise for you, but in March 2020, Calumet Inn was condemned for a short period of time by the city. This happened when the hotel went through a fire inspection and found that it had violated 9 of the fire codes, which is actually a pretty big deal. Anyway, this went on for quite some time when the work was finally undertaken and the work was uncondemned again in April 2020. Currently, the hotel is open and being used, with most of its reviews being satisfactory. Number 8, Curtis House Inn. In one of the episodes of Hotel Hell, Ramsay visited the Curtis House Inn in Woodbury, Connecticut. This was built in 1736 and was one of the oldest inns in the state. Gordon admired the outside of the hotel, but wasn't impressed when he saw the sign. He kind of hated it. Anyway, even though the inn wasn't doing that great in the first place, things kind of went downhill after Ramsay had visited it. In April 2019, the inn closed after being sold to the new owners, the Peters, in September 2018 for renovation. However, today the inn has been reopened by the name Evergreen Inn and Tavern and has been doing pretty well ever since. Number 9, Murphy's Hotel. Murphy's Hotel was one of those that Gordon Ramsay actually liked and had positives for both the hotel and the restaurant. It is located in California and was built more than 150 years ago. This hotel was the go-to spot of many prominent former presidents and other notable people. The atmosphere, the service, and the food, everything was praised by the regular customers too. This is the reason that the hotel is still in good condition, and that too with a good rating and review. Although there were a few things that bothered Ramsay. One of them was the fact that it did not have a historic vibe to it and was used as a personal playground by the owners. But other than that, it got a comparatively positive review. So how's the hotel doing now? Well, not surprisingly at all, it's still doing pretty decently. It has regular customers and a pretty satisfactory rating. Number 10, River Rock Inn. In one of the episodes of Hotel Hell, Ramsay visited River Rock Inn in Milford, Pennsylvania, owned by Ken Pisciotta. But what happened was that he fell into huge debt and was forced to sell his house to be able to keep the inn afloat. He started living in one of the rooms there. Gordon Ramsay enjoyed his stay there and mentioned a few things that could be improved. After the show ended, there were different kind of reviews about the inn. Some were fond of it, while some weren't. Some diners reported long waits and problems with food, whereas the TripAdvisor reviews were more positive. Anyways, River Rock Inn closed in December 2014. It did get opened a couple of times after that, but things just weren't the same. Click one of the videos on screen right now.